Hey, what's up, pen pals? It's Tom with Gold Spot Pens, and we're living in some strange times right now. And I know that, many of you are kind of adjusting to a new way of life over the last several days, or in the United States at least, but this has been carrying on for a lot longer now in other parts of the world. Um, Gold Spot Pens, being a company that operates business daily, is affected by it as well. I, as you might notice, am not in my normal surroundings. I am outside my own house, working from home, but I didn't want that to stop the connection that we have and the ability to talk about writing and to especially emphasize on how that could help us in this particular time and what it could do for us in terms of making us more productive if we're working from home or keeping us sane, because it's kind of crazy when you have kids at home trying to learn and you get such a much fonder appreciation of how teachers are able to deal with that on a daily basis. So it's been difficult, but like we're hanging in there. We do have people who are working and packing and shipping orders. I thankfully am part of the crew that can actually work remotely and still be effective and do our jobs. One of the things that I do and I like to do is jump on the video with you guys. So we're doing some live videos. This is going to be like kind of like a test thing. We're calling this Writing from Home, episode 1. And today we're going to look at, we're going to check in with each other. We're going to talk about different things that we're writing and things that we're kind of doing just to maintain that sanity. So today we're going to look at planning, and we're going to look at doing some work with bullet journaling, which is something I do a lot of. And I wanted to share with you just doing a weekly spread, something simple, something short and simple. So let's take a look. We'll move this on over here. Okay. So I got there are my shoes. And putting this on a tripod so you can see what I'm working on here. So I have my outline of notes, so you might have seen in the preview here. And you're just going to have to bear with me because, for real, this is not what I'm used to doing. I'm looking to kind of set up a more permanent spot inside the house. But before that spot gets settled, I'm just kind of doing this for the time being. Definitely I would love to know what you guys are doing in terms of using your pen and paper. How's it, helping you productively doing things from home, or whether it's something that you're kind of journaling, keeping your experiences of this particular health crisis and seeing like what you're doing about quarantining and things like that, and notating it or keeping a record of it. Would love to hear what you guys are doing. Put them in the comments below. So our normal routines have been completely upended in some respects, but keeping a schedule and keeping a planner will really help in at least maintaining the certain priorities that you have and keeping life as normal as you possibly could. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay out a 2-week bullet journal spread. I'll put this over here. So what this maintains is that we have ourselves a 2-week at a glance, something kind of like this. And it gives you the overall lay of the land for the entire week. Allows you to put in important events, anything that you have that are priorities and whatnot. So what I usually do is I've already kind of figured out the math behind this, but there's only a certain amount of dots going across here, a certain amount of dots going down. This is a GLP author Tomoe River notebook. It's not something that we sell on goldspot.com, but not everything in this video is going to be I've kind of, and I don't know if maybe might have had a little bit of interruption there as I think I got a phone call. Let me know if you're still, feel free to note in the chat if you're still hearing this and this is all working out well. I don't know if maybe the phone call might have disrupted it. So looking at this here, we're going to just kind of separate this, and like I said, I've already figured out the math behind it. I go 8 dots here. And this pen I'm using here is an Opus 88. This is an Opus 88 demo, which is available on goldspot.com. However, the little modification I made to it, this Pilot Parallel nib, is something that I kind of hacked together. There is a how-to video on how to hack it, and it's kind of cool because it does allow me to really use up the tremendous amount of ink that's in this barrel here a lot faster than you would with, let's say, a fine or an extra fine steel nib. So this is a Pilot Parallel nib that I actually modified to be a radial cut nib. So I used a Dremel and kind of modified that, which is a nice little, neat little hack on top of a hack. So I would draw my lines here, and then this would kind of serve as the basis of where my days would be. And I would count on this side because I don't really have anything. I can see through this side with the Tomoe River paper, but this side I really can't. So I start in from this dot here and count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then all the way to the end. Now, to kind of switch things up, because we like different colors and whatnot. So I have a Lamy 2000. This is the Bauhaus, which is not something that you can get anywhere anymore. It was a limited edition for 2019. I've gushed about this pen multiple times on other videos. So I'll write the days in with this pen here. So I'll do Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Then we have Thursday. Friday. And then weekend. Now I've noticed that in years past when I've done layouts, Saturday and Sunday don't really even need their own column because I tend to do a little bit less productive stuff on Saturday and Sunday rather than keeping track of mostly my week here. So I could easily put Saturday and Sunday in just one column here. So I'll do Saturday first here. And then usually I just trail it down maybe like a little bit more than halfway and put, just lining it up here, put Sunday. So we got the days, now we need the dates. So I'll switch back to the Opus for that because this has got a nice broad nib and I could put the actual dates on here that way. So we start off, it's like this week ends in the 22nd. And I start my weeks off with Monday here. I'll do the 23rd. '24. 25th. Move over this side. 26. 27. And then kind of like use both parts here. And we'll do 28. I kind of like write half the date in here. Kind of as if they're merged into one. And put 29. All right, so that is the bare bones of this. And then normally what I would do is I would go down here, as you could kind of peek a little bit on the bottom part here. This is where I like to put my trackers. So if you do anything on a daily basis that you like to keep track of, then this is where I would usually put it. So I would put, I do intermittent fasting, so I put the times that I fast every day. Then I also put word create and then exercise. During the week, I usually will draw like a square with a line through it to indicate if I've run miles. I'll do like a little mini Instagram logo to note when I post on Instagram. I'll do like a little square with a 1 or a 2 in it to notate how many pages I've written in, let's say, a journal or something like that. Then what I would normally do is I would go through this weekly layout, and I would have my, which I have my rickshaw pen case here next to me, but like I would, let's say, have my iPhone would be right here, which is I'm using it right now to record this video. But then I would put my appointments, so the things that I would have in place here that absolutely could not be skipped, that they are absolutely important. Usually then also I would have a monthly layout, so I have like a March layout here, and I think really the only thing going on this week is that it is my niece's birthday, so it is on Friday. Not sure currently if they're going to be keeping the actual birthday party on Saturday or not, but you know, we'll see. I don't know how things are going, but this is pretty much what I think everybody's schedule looks like until you start filling in with stuff that you need to do for work. So other than that, like, there's really no other events or soccer practices or any sort of lessons that are pretty much everything's canceled. So, but for right now, what we'll do is we could also put, I write the, there's the Right Stuff newsletter. So this is for Gold Spot. We do a weekly email newsletter that goes out to all of our subscribers that sign up on goldspot.com. And usually it'll have 3 main feature items. So like whether it be a new product or promotion on there, it'll be a new item that hopefully there's going to be one on here which I will write. So it very well may be possible that we're having new Edison Newarks coming in, new finishes. So there's a couple, actually 4 pens left of the limited edition dark blue translucent swirl that we had, and we're getting a new batch of 2 different colors, of which I am not going to spoil for you. So then we have our weekly dip email that goes out on Wednesday, of which I have to do this week's weekly dip email. Then I also write the Flex Snip Friday email, and that's something I do for Ink Journal. And this will also be this trailing line here. It's not something you would see in normal bullet journals, but this is kind of like my way of being able to you know, during the week, collect various things that would be in the content of an email. So that would be kind of like my way of having some open space to put in topics that are in there. Yeah, so pretty much you would want to go down your tasks, your ultimate things that you need to get done, put those in first, kind of visualize it like you would a jar. So if you were to put in a jar, the most important things would be like these big round like stones, essentially. Like it was a presentation, somebody did like something like this before, I think, to a class where they, you know, they took a jar and they said, okay, you have different materials and then they all have different sizes, and your most important items have to be the largest things in there, and they have to go in first, otherwise nothing else can fit, and those things won't fit if you put in the other junk first too. So your most important things are your commitments and your events that are absolutely integral to your productivity or what it is that your goals are being set for. So like in my case, let's say I'm looking to exercise, I'm going to say, you know, I want to run 2 miles on Monday, you know, create, like I want to at least write one prompt. I have a prompt book that I kind of work off of that gives you a page story you could do. Then you could also say post on Instagram. So as long as these things are completed, then you feel absolutely content for that day. You know, if you know that these things, and they could be anything that you want to. I'm more of like a creative type of person. I like putting pen on paper and making things to share. So like this stuff to me, like if I could accomplish this, like I will be happy at the end of the day. For you, it could be like, you know, I want to make my own meal. You know, I want to be able to, you know, connect or give somebody a call that, you know, really haven't spoken to for a while. So you put these things in and you see them on paper. It has a different weight than just kind of saying like, well, I really should do it at some point or another. So no task is too small to admit. I even wrote that on here too. You know, anything that's going to make you feel, you know, happy, or that there's a certain sense of normalcy in all this upheaval that's going on with our normal routine, the better. So like even if you have to put in like take a shower, go for a walk, you know, family walk, or play a board game with everybody, like it's anything is going to be important to notate on here. So, and then also too is that you don't want to fill up the whole entire column. You really want to have some room for things that happen, that some flexibility to be taken away by something that is truly a great opportunity to either enrich yourself or to meet one of your goals. And also too is to write and notate, which I usually do with a hyphen. You know, you write and notate something that happened during the day, something noteworthy that when you look back on this weeks or months later, you could say, oh, that happened during the coronavirus crisis and stuff like that. So that is the gist of my 2-page bullet journal weekly layout. I would love to know what you guys are writing and what you are doing with your pens and paper. One thing I just wanted to mention too is, just before we go, is that the inks on here, we have Harmonious Green. These are both Waterman inks. So this is Harmonious Green. This blue is the Mysterious Blue that I have in the Lamy 2000. So I'd love to know what you guys are writing. I would love to know what you need help with in these types of videos, because I probably would like to do at least one a day if this is something that is helpful and can kind of connect us a little bit more during these times. So let me know. You know, feel free to put comments below or email me at tom@goldspot.com. And if you'd like to catch more of these videos and watch them every day, and if they're, you know, like a 15-20 minute little break from all of the craziness on the news and whatnot, then at least that's good for you too. So subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that you get a notification on your mobile device anytime that we're going live. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and stay inky, my friends. Take care.